are, if I count them, 8 files. I can eliminate 2 for now. The 2 that I won't refer to, certainly not this morning and probably not today, are files 1 and 2 of 3 of the additional exhibits. But unfortunately, I have to move between the other 6 files on and off today.
No, that's fine, Mr. Chairperson.
Good morning again, Sergeant.
Good morning.
And as I was saying, there are 5 issues, not 6, that you undertook to get back to us. And the first one was why you sent Mr. Madlanga the warrant for the arrest of Mr. Kaula on 21 October 2024, and in particular, was it to ask his assistance in the arrest of Mr. Kaula because you are on your way to arrest Mr. Kaula on a Saturday when there was a shortage of police officials available? So if you can answer that question first, then we'll get to the others.
Can you repeat that question, Commissioner?
Which is why you sent Mr. Madlanga the warrant for the arrest of Mr. Kaula on 21 October 2014. So that's the basic question. There's a sort of sub-question, which is the chair had engaged you over the issue of whether it was, as you had earlier indicated, because you had been suddenly called to arrest Mr. Kaula on a Saturday and there weren't SAP's officers available for the arrest, and it was to secure the assistance of Mr. Madlanga if you needed it, through his private security firm.
I did not say there weren't enough police officials to arrest Mr. Kaula. I said I sent the warrant to Mr. Madlanga because whenever he goes to the pubs or places to have fun, he sees or he might see Mr. Kaula, and then he will effect the arrest or call the cops and show them the warrant so that they must arrest Mr. Kaula.
Sorry, I just want to get your explanations now. I'm not going to interrogate them, but I just want to find out what they are. So, is your explanation that you sent the warrant to Mr. Madlanga because he was someone who frequented similar places or similar pubs to those that Mr. Kaula was known to frequent, and you were hoping that he might spot Mr. Kaula at one of the places where he was attending, and then that he could come back to you and the arrest of Mr. Kaula could be effected?
That's true.
Sorry, that's correct?
That's correct.
Then the second question that you said you would come back to is whether you had received any further payments from Mr. Madlanga beyond the 20,000 that Mr. Madlanga paid you, 20,000 rands, on 27 October 2023, the 5,000 rands that he paid you on 23 May 2024, and various amounts drawn in cash on Mr. Madlanga's card for repairs to his boat and the jet ski of Mr. Sibiya that he was using. Did you receive any other payments from Mr. Madlanga beyond those payments?
Not that I remember.
Not that you remember?
Yes.
The third issue that you were going to come back on was the location of Mr. Madlanga's Limpopo farm.
That's correct.
Do you have the location of Mr. Madlanga's farm?
That's correct. It's in one of the files. I'll check it now. But I've got it's in Not exactly in Limpopo, but before Limpopo is Mokopane.
So it's in the Mokopane district.
That's correct.
And you have an exact location.
That's correct.
And how can we get that? I mean, can your attorney make that available to us at tea time?
Definitely.
Thank you. The next issue that you were going to get back to us on was when you brought Mr. Msibi's jet ski back from Mr. Matlala's farm to Mr. Msibi's farm.
Yes, it was around September, but I'm not quite sure. But I'll just confirm now with the attorney.
When you say you're not quite sure and you need to confer with your attorney, are you capable of finding an exact date in the record somewhere, or why would you need to speak to your attorney?
I'm not capable of finding exact date, but the month I can try, yes.
But your estimate is September 2024.
That's correct.
And the last issue was the exact date that Mr. Matlala came to visit General Sibiya at SAP's head office when you took him upstairs to see General Sibiya in his office.
Can I repeat that question?
The date of what you said was the first meeting between Mr. Matlala and General Sibiya when Mr. Matlala came to visit General Sibiya at SAP's head office, and he met you downstairs and you took him upstairs to General Sibiya's office.
Yeah.
What that date?
Okay. I think that was around August, September.
2024.
That's correct.
And you're saying that that was to the best of your knowledge, the first time that Mr. Matlala had met General Sibiya?
That's correct.
Let me then start with that last date, because your earlier testimony was that it was much earlier in 2024. I don't have my exact note here, but I seem to remember January or February 2024 was what you were saying. Let me get the exact date and come back and ask that, but it was certainly much well before September 2024. How did you establish that it was in September 2024?
Okay. As you recall, when I testified, I said it was around 2023 or 2024 earlier, but when Commissioner Khumalo reminded me that the project was granted in around June, if I'm not mistaken, then I went back and recalled that it must have been around September, because of that was when Mr. Matlala had issues with his payments.
So your memory, you've determined that date inferentially with reference to the contract that Mr. Matlala had with SAPS, not by any other means. So you've used the fact that his contract was only awarded in the middle of 2024 to estimate that this meeting must have taken place in September because it was about problems with the contract.
That's correct.
You don't have any other means of specifying the date for this meeting?
No, I don't have.
But you are clear in your mind that that was the first meeting?
According to my knowledge, it was the first meeting in my presence.
And was that meeting before or after General Sibiya's Thanksgiving, what you described as a Thanksgiving celebration, what General Sibiya described as a celebration for his son?
I think it was before.
Because we have a date for the Thanksgiving meeting. That date, if you bear with me for a minute,
14 September.
14 September 2024. So would how much before 14 September 2024 would your first meeting with, would Mr. Matlala's first meeting with General Sibiya have been?
I would say the Thanksgiving came after the meeting, because of that is when I started to communicate more often with Mr. Matlala after their first meeting that I was aware about.
But how often, how much before that meeting at SAP's headquarters how much before the Thanksgiving meeting would the meeting at SAP's headquarters have been?
I can't be exact.
Is it plausible that that meeting could have happened in September, and already on the 14th of September, General Sibiya was inviting Mr. Matlala to a Thanksgiving celebration at his home?
There are possibilities that the meeting occurred before the month of September or in September, but I can confirm that the Thanksgiving came after the meeting.
And we know also that as early as March 2024, you were making arrangements for impalas to be delivered at General Sibiya's home by Mr. Matlala. Are you saying that the impala exchanges on the 21st of March 2024 were 6 months before Mr. Matlala had met Mr. Sibiya, General Sibiya?
Point of correction, Commissioner, I was not arranging for Mr. Sibiya to get impalas.
Sorry, you were not arranging?
For Mr. Sibiya to get the impalas?
Well, we've been through that previously. What happened is you got a voice call forwarded to you by Mr. Matlala on the 21st of March, asking for details as to where the impalas should be delivered. You then forwarded that voice note to General Sibiya, and you then received back saying it's from CAT. You then received a screenshot from Mr. Matlala that reflected that the delivery would take place at General Sibiya's home address, and said, okay, everything's been arranged. He will catch the impalas on Sunday and transported Monday to that location. Is it good? That was Rudy, farm manager, on the screenshot, and Mr. Matlala said, no problem. So that exchange all took place on the 21st of March, 6 months before you say General Sibiya first met Mr. Matlala. How do you explain that?
I'm explaining that by saying, in my knowledge, Mr. Matlala sent me the voice note. I sent the same voice note to General Sibiya. General Sibiya sent me feedback. I sent it to Mr. Matlala, but I did not take part on the set arrangement as you are saying that I've arranged.
What was the feedback that General Sibiya gave you?
Gave me, sent me a location to give to Mr. Matala.
And you understood that to be the location at which the impalas were to be delivered?
That's correct.
And that happened in March 2024. We know that. We've got the cell records and the WhatsApp records and the screenshot.
I will revert back to my files and just confirm.
And your message to General Sibiya on the 21st of March at 7:25:24 in the morning was, morning, it's from Cat. That was the message that went with the voice note that you sent 30 seconds previously. So you understood that on the 21st of March, General Sibiya would know who Cat was.
I'm not sure that I'm getting what you are saying. Can you repeat that?
Well, maybe we should go to the document so that you can see what they are. And if it's page 214 of the exhibit file, file 104, 214.
I found it.
So at 7:24:55, you forward the voice note, and you recall what that voice note says. It broadly says, what address must we deliver the impalas?
That's correct.
Immediately after forwarding that voice note to General Sibiya, you say, morning, it's from Cat. You see that at chat number 5?
Yes.
So you assumed that General Sibiya knew who Cat was.
That's correct.
So by the 21st of March 2024, General Sibiya knew who Cat was.
That's correct.
But you say the first time they met each other was 6 months later.
I've never said the first time they met each other. I said when I collected Cat downstairs, he was at General Sibiya to complain about his payment, not that they met for the first time.
So you accept that they must have met quite some time before that meeting in September?
That's correct.
And in particular, that they would have met before you sent this voice note on the 21st of March?
Possibilities, yes.
Well, why would you refer to Mr. Matlala as Cat if you didn't know that General Sibiya and Mr. Matlala were well acquainted?
If I understand the question correct, you say, why do I refer Mr. Matlala as Cat?
Yes, you're sending a note, you're sending a text to General Sibiya, and you want to explain that the voice note comes from Mr. Matlala, and you don't say, good morning, this is a voice note from Mr. Matlala. You say, morning, it's from Cat, which suggests that General Sibiya knows who Cat is, which suggests that General Sibiya and Mr. Matlala are well acquainted.
To just rectify that issue of Cat and Mr. Matlala is one and the same person. And myself and General Sibiya knows that who Cat is, what the name Cat belonged to.
And But does that not suggest that he and Mr. Madlanga had met at some stage prior to the 21st of March 2024?
That's correct, it's possible.
When you forwarded this voice note to General Sibiya, you'll see that he called you back at 8:39 in the morning.
That's correct.
In the course of that call, did he ever say to you, I don't want impalas?
No?
Sorry, was that a no?
Yes.
And did he say to you, I certainly don't want anything from CAT because CAT is a supplier?
No?
Can I take you to General Sibiya's evidence? It's in that additional file 3 of 3.
303.
3 of 3. So the additional file, and it starts at page 1258. Let's go to 1261.
I'm on it.
So at 1261,
Just bear with us, Mr. Chairperson. Yes.
and he is talking about the meeting where you brought General Sibiya, where you brought Mr. Madlanga up to General Sibiya's office. He's got that date as December 2023. And the chair asks him, are you saying that in December 24, you called witness, either 23 or December 2023, you called witness F to your office and asked him to fetch someone who was downstairs. Are you saying that did not happen? He says that did not happen. Lower down, he says he denies that he asked witness F, who's yourself, to be the go-between between you and Mr. Madlanga. He says, I never made such request. Over the page, Commissioner Khumalo, at about line 15, so when witness F says, on my arrival to General Sibiya's office, I delivered Mr. Madlanga, then General Sibiya said to me, I'm reading line 20 on 230, that never happened. General Sibiya says that never happened. He's not being truthful when he says the three of you were in the office together and you gave him this instruction. From where I'm sitting, I say that never happened, Chair. And then over the page on 1263, about line 16, witness F was never in my office. He was not working in my office. So can we take this evidence of General Sibiya one step at a time? Let's start at the end where we've just picked up. 1263, he says you were never in his office, you weren't working in his office. Is that true or false?
That's false.
How often have you been in his office?
Many times, more than I can count.
And when he says, let's go back up a page, 1262, Commissioner Khumalo puts to you, on my arrival to General Sibiya's office, I delivered Mr. Madlanga. Then General Sibiya said to me, and he says that never happened. So he says you never delivered Mr. Madlanga to his office. Is that true or false?
That's false.
Let's then move to the to what he says about the impalas. And you've answered some of it already. If you go to page 1267, same file, lines 9 to 11.
And here,
He says he never allowed the impalas to come to him because even if he said, and if you said, when you said from Mr. Madlanga to me, I realized, look, I don't want anything from anybody. Did General Sibiya ever say to you he doesn't want to receive anything from Mr. Madlanga?
never said anything.
If we go down the page, or actually to 1271, 1271.
Here,
Line 12. If the message proceeds immediately, say from Cat, and it was about that because I don't have any devices over and above, I was not going to receive anything from a service provider. Did General Sibiya ever tell you that he didn't want to receive anything from a service provider?
no.
Then on 1272,
And here,
line 9. I think I indicated earlier that when they sent the pin drop to where the animals, the impalas, must be delivered, I did send it. So he admits that he sent the pin drop. Is that correct? Did he send a pin drop to you?
that's correct.
I also said, but when I got a break or during lunch or whatever the case may be, I called Nkosi and I said, please make sure it's not impalas because I don't need impalas. I cannot keep them and they die. And did he ever say that to you?
He said he called me.
He said he called you and he said, make sure that it's not impalas because I don't need impalas. I can't keep them and they die. Did he ever say that to you?
No.
So what he says in this passage is also false.
Correct.
Can we then go to a further part of General Sibiya's evidence? Now he's talking about the Thanksgiving celebration or the function for his son on the 14th of September 2024. And his evidence was that when he asked you to ask Kat to make a turn, he was asking you to ask Kat not to come to his Thanksgiving celebration, but rather to fetch his wife who was drunk. Is that correct?
At which page are you now?
I'm at page 1281.
Thank you.
And you can see the record of what General Sibiya says in his statement is not complete in its quotation there, but his version in his statement and indeed in his evidence was that he didn't want Mr. Madlanga to attend the function. He wanted Mr. Madlanga to fetch his wife who was drunk. And that's why he asked you to ask Kat to make a turn. Is that correct?
That is his vision, but to me, he never stated that. He just said, tell Kat to make a turn. And I did that.
So he never communicated to you that he needed Kat to come to the function to pick up his wife who was drunk?
I don't recall him saying that.
If we go to page 1306,
(1306).
1306.
Yeah.
And if you start at at line 15, Ms. Hassim says, okay, and this is about the Madlanga urgent application and the exchange of WhatsApps between yourself and General Sibiya in relation to that urgent application and what Mr. Madlanga had said about General Sibiya. So Advocate Hassim says, so the content of this message to you is about Mr. Madlanga naming you in the court documents? Yes. Why did you forward it to Sergent Nkosi? I might have to say, look what this man is saying, and it's not true. Did you have any conversation with Sergeant Nkosi about it? No, he says. When he says he never discussed with you what Mr. Madlanga had said in his affidavits in the urgent application, is that true or false?
Can you repeat that question, Commissioner?
When he says that he never discussed what Mr. Madlanga discussed with you, what Mr. Madlanga's affidavit in the urgent application said about him, is he being truthful or untruthful?
Untruthful.
Can we then go to page 1292?
Okay.
There you'll see that Advocate Hassim at around line 15 says, you would agree that it is improper for Sergeant Nkosi to be sending this to Mr. Madlanga, and he's talking about the warrant for the arrest of Mr. Kawula. So the question is put to to General Sibiya, would you agree that it's improper for Sergeant Nkosi to be sending the warrant for Mr. Kawula's arrest to Mr. Madlanga? And the answer is, fully agree, says General Sibiya. Did General Sibiya ever communicate to you that he thought it was improper for you to have forwarded the warrant of arrest to Mr. Madlanga?
No.
Sorry, Mr. Cheskalson. In fact, you said when you testified previously that it was General Sibiya who instructed you to forward it to Mr. Madlanga, correct?
I still confirm.
Thanks.
So can I, just picking up from Commissioner Kumalo's question, that is put specifically to General Sibiya at page 1288. Line 18, and it's from Commissioner Kumalo. When Sergeant Nkosi says to this commission, you told him to forward the same warrant to Kat Madlanga, you're saying Sergeant Nkosi is lying, he's not telling the truth. Did I understand you correctly? And Lieutenant General Sibiya says yes. And he then repeats that 2 pages down
Sorry, Mr. Shaskelson. We are not picking that up at 1288.
298. 1298. 1298.
Thank you.
Line 18.
129.
1298. Did I say 1288?
Yes.
I apologize. 1298. Let's do it again. If you go to 1298, line 18,
Okay.
when Sergeant Nkosi says to this commission, you told him to forward the same warrant to Kat Matlala, you're saying Sergeant Nkosi is lying, he's not telling the truth. Did I understand you correctly? And General Sibiya says yes. And if you can read that with 1300, where your evidence is put to General Sibiya, line 7, on our way, we received a call from General Sibiya telling me that I must forward this warrant to Mr. Matlala because at that time Mr. Matlala had a security company. According to Mr. Matlala, to General Sibiya, Mr. Matlala and his security company always have the provision where Musa usually goes on the weekends. Now, do you stand by that evidence?
That's correct.
And it was General Sibiya who told you that Mr. Matlala will know where Musa goes on the weekends.
That's correct.
And lower down, you see that in 252, so let me not misquote anybody. I've read it for you. This is the reason Sergeant Nkosi gave us the instruction that was coming from you, and he says, I deny the allegations made by Sergeant Nkosi. It is not correct, Chair. So is Lieutenant General Sibiya giving false evidence when he makes that denial on page 1300 and when he says on page 1298 that you were lying when he said that he told you to forward the warrant to Mr. Matlala?
Maybe he forgot, but according to me, he did give me that instruction.
Then in relation to your evidence, let's start on 1294, line 20, so that you can see your evidence. Your evidence was, after 45 minutes, I received again a call from General Sibiya telling me that, or confirming to me about what already General Ramangwa had said to me, that this is a matter of importance. The person involved there did not mention who he was, but he mentioned to me he's getting pressure from head office. Head office, the office of the Deputy Minister, is getting pressure from them. I then asked Deputy National Commissioner, what's so important about this charge? Because according to me, there's no sense of urgency. He said this guy insulted a member of parliament. He told me now the member that he created a crime against is Fikile Mbalula, the secretary of the ANC. The other is Mr. Z. So basically, they were the complainants. So this matter was putting him under pressure. That's the reason we had to leave everything and attend to it. So at 1296, lines 18 to 20, he says, Sergeant Nkosi at his level, he's 5 levels below me, 5. He'll never ask me a question that says, what's so important about this thing? What's your response to that?
That's not true.
You're saying it's not true.
No, that's not.
Have you asked him on other occasions what's so important about a particular operation?
Many occasions.
Many occasions.
Yes.
And then on 1297,
Before you leave that, Advocate Chaskalson, still on the same point, 1295.
1295.
Remember, Advocate Chaskalson read the quotation, and then where General Sibiya responds, he says, I think, Chair, that I must tell you that Mr. Nkosi is not telling the truth. Do you see that?
That is 1 1295.
Yes, 1295 from line 18.
Okay.
So you see, remember Advocate Chaskalson read the quotation for you,
Yes.
and then General Sibiya is asked to respond. So the question is, what is your response to this? Your response to this? And General Sibiya says, I think, Chair, that I must tell you that Mr. Nkosi was not telling the truth. Do you see that?
That's correct.
What is your response to that?
I've got no reason to lie about General Sibiya.
So it is General Sibiya who's not being truthful.
To put it in a respectful manner, I'll say maybe he forgot.
Okay.
Then on 1297, line 11, all I'm saying is I don't remember calling Nkosi specifically and say I have pressure from the Deputy Minister. It never happened. What's your response to that?
When you called, I was with Captain Zungu in a vehicle, and General Sibiya was on speaker. I still maintain my words. He said that.
And Captain Zungu would confirm that.
That's correct.
While we on the saga of the arrest of Mr. Kawula, when you testified in February, you said you weren't aware of Z's surname. You said Z was one of the complainants, but you didn't know his surname. Do you stand by that evidence?
Can you repeat that?
When you testified in February, you said that there were two complainants. One was Mr. Mbalula, and the other one was Z.
That's correct.
And you knew Z, but you didn't know his surname.
I was not sure about his surname.
Okay. You weren't sure about his surname?
Yes, but I knew him. This is what I said.
Yes. Are you now sure about his surname?
That's correct.
And what is his surname?
Mad.
Z's in your phone book, isn't he?
That's correct.
And you communicate with him on WhatsApp.
That's correct.
And what name do you use for him in your WhatsApp communication?
C. Zenzile EFF.
Zenzile EFF.
That's correct.
Why Zenzile EFF?
This is how I saved him, as Zenzile EFF.
But why would you associate him with the EFF in how you save him?
I just felt like that. Zenzile EFF.
Come, Sergeant Nkosi, you must have a reason.
No, Commissioner. That is Zenzile EFF.
I hope I'm not saved in your phone book as
I will tell you how I saved him.
something else. Let me not name a party. Why Zenzile EFF?
It's Zenzile EFF. No, I just saved him like that. It's Zenzile EFF.
I see.
But Sergeant, what I sometimes do, say I'm meeting somebody for the first time, and I'm not sure that I would remember their name down the line. What I will do is save the name, but also save something that will remind me of who they are. And when I search and I have indeed forgotten the name, I will search for what I used to remember the person. Surely, it must be because you were doing something similar. And what Mr. Chaskalson wants to know is why your something similar referred to the EFF.
Hey, no, I think Mr. Charles is pushing me somewhere. No, I said him Zenzile EFF because I once saw him wearing an EFF hat.
I see.
Is his full name Zenzile?
I think so, Commissioner. I know him as Z, but I know this Z, they call him Zenzile.
Or some people call him Zenzile?
That's correct.
For the record, perhaps we should spell Zenzile, because we've seen that the transcript usually misspells some names. Zenzile is Z-E-N-Z-I-L-E.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Chaskalson?
What nickname does he use to address you?
00.
00 or 007?
No. 00 or double.
Can I ask you to go to 1177, the same file? 1177.
1177.
7.
Sorry, you said 1177 on the same file.
Same file. Same file. Do you have it?
Would just wait for me. Thank you.
Can I ask you to look at chat 2 not chat 2, chat 3, 17 March 2023. There, Mr. Nwalo says 007, and you respond, my man.
I see it.
So he calls you 007, does he not?
Here he called me that.
And we saw last time out that Jerry Kazi and the nephew of former Deputy President Mabuza also called you 007. You remember that?
I remember.
Why do you seem so reluctant to admit that people call you 007?
I think it's because the way you painted the word or the name 007 as in a licensed killer, and you painted this name on a script, acting script that says 007 is a license to kill person. So I don't want to distance I don't want to associate myself with a license to kill person. No.
But I think you were
on those bases.
You're right, I did mention that, but it was only after you showed some reluctance to admit that people call you 007. So your reluctance preceded my reference to license to kill. Who is 007?
I don't know, Commissioner. Who is 007?
You don't know that 007 is James Bond?
Can you repeat that?
You don't know that 007 is James Bond?
Yes, I know. It's James Bond.
And what is James Bond?
It's an actor.
Oh, it's not an actor. The character James Bond. What is that character's profession?
Hey, I don't know, because if I don't watch that movie,
You've never seen a James Bond movie?
No, Commissioner. No.
You see, James Bond is an undercover agent of military intelligence in Britain with a license to kill. 00 means license to kill. And undercover agent is what James Bond is.
Okay.
So why would people call you 007?
Maybe it will. In my profile there, I saved myself as zero tolerance to crime. So now these people, they take this zero, add another zero, and say 007. This is what I'm thinking.
And where does the 7 come in all of this?
You know, commissioners, some they call me 10,111, some they call me 458. You will see the chart as it goes. So I would not control on how people call me, even though I don't object to that. As long as it's not insult to me, but 007 is not me.
You are also Knight Rider.
Night Rider, that's correct, Commissioner Kumala. See,
Well, let me put to you that Zenzile EFF seems to have regarded you as his secret agent. What do you say to that?
no.
Well, let's look at your chats with him. Can we go down to 1178?
1-1,
78, the next page.
okay.
And 18 March 2023. At 2:49:14, Mr. Numalo as Zenzile EFF sends you 2 documents. And you'll find those documents on page 1219 and 1220. So can you go to 1219 and 1220?
1
219,
on the same file.
same part.
Let me be sure. You said 1-1, 2.
No, 1219.
Miss, yes, if there's nothing to be redacted, can you please project it? The lettering is very small on here.
So 1219 is particulars of a vehicle. You see that?
That's correct.
And 1220, there may be a need to redact here because particulars of an individual, they may have been redacted already. 1220 is particulars of a person.
Yes.
It's got his cell number, his date of birth, full name and address. It says move or merge restricted, allowed to move or merge. It's got a home address. So after he sent you these 2 clips, Zenzile EFF says, go back to 1178. You there?
1-1.
78.
Yes.
And at 2:49:35 in chat 5,
Yes.
he says to you, let's please get them intercepted and dealt with ASAP. And you see that?
That's correct.
So on what basis does Zenzile EFF give you instructions to intercept vehicles and people?
Okay. He did not necessarily maybe give me instructions. I think it was people, if I can recall better, it was suspicious people that were roaming around. It was suspicious people that were roaming around his area, or he suspected that they might have following him for quite some time. So he took note of that. particular registration. Then he sent it to me.
Why would he send it to you?
Because of that I'm flexible and or to ask or seek help around the nearest police in that area where he was at that time.
He knows that you're flexible. What did you mean by that?
I'm flexible in my work. I'm flexible in responding to things of agency during my line of work, obviously. So I think he sent me on those bases.
So if I ever need urgent help from the SAPS, I should call you.
Definitely.
Let's look at other aspects of your chats with him.
You do that, Mr. Chaskalson. Sergeant, at which point would he have told you or explained to you that these people may be people that are following him? I mean, you look at the chats in 117. This is on the 17th of March. And the chats at page 1178, they are on the 18th of March, and there is no telephone call in those exchanges on the 18th of March. So at which point, in fact, at 1177, the very last chat is you have called him and you say no answer. So right at the bottom. So we know from chat, in fact, all those chats at 1177, there is no telephone call between the two of you, at least not on this number, on the 17th. And then on the 18th, by the time he sends you those personal and motor vehicle details, there's still not been a telephone call between the two of you. So at which point would he have explained to you that these vehicles are following him?
It was never a WhatsApp call, but it was a straight straight call.
When was that?
On the very same time.
On the 18th?
I can't just recall, but we spoke telephonically on the phone.
So he was saying these cars on that day are following him on the 18th.
He said it was a car, not cars, yes.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Chaskalson.
So how would you have called him? Would you have used your cell phone or your SAPS phone?
I can't recall.
And where would you have called him? Would you have called him on his cell number or on a different number? Do you know any other numbers for him?
No, I only know this one.
Well, we aren't in a position to check that answer now, but we may be tomorrow because we can see if there were calls between you and him on that day. Your evidence is that there would have been.
Yeah, no, because of you, I do usually talk to him a lot.
Have you visited Mr. Nxumalo at his home?
That's correct.
For what purpose?
He's my brother.
And you weren't sure of his surname?
That's correct. Maybe I can maybe elaborate on that. You know, we African males, I can call you my friend for a long time, not even knowing your name. In our nature, is like that. Most, the one that I know. So, to me, the surname was not an issue. As long as I call him my brother, that is how we address each other.
You see, Sergeant, I'd accept that if we were dealing with someone who doesn't have a high public profile. But Mr. Nxumalo does. So your evidence is still that despite the fact that Mr. Nxumalo, his face is all over the media, you didn't know his surname?
I wasn't sure, not knowing, I wasn't sure about his name. So I was just avoiding to give.
So when you saw his face in the media, did you think that looks like Z, but it may not be?
I don't know.
Have you seen his face in the media?
Yes?
And did you recognize it as Z?
Yes?
But you didn't notice his surname at the time?
No.
I have to say that sounds extremely implausible to me.
It's to me, it's possible. You just check a face, I know this face, then you don't even bother to check what's below that. And
Let's go back to why you visited him at his home. He was your brother. How often have you been to his home?
I can't remember.
1 time, 5 times, 10 times, 50 times? What are we talking about?
I'm just skeptical on saying how many times because I'll be closing myself in. When I say 3 times or 10 times, you find that I went there 80 times. So
I just want to get a sense of it. Is his house a place you have visited often? Is it only on a very rare occasion? Give me an estimate. I'm not going to hold you to it.
I can't give you.
But many times.
Yes, average, yeah. I can say that, Commissioner. So,
I don't know myself what many times is.
Sergeant, when I'm not sure, I usually say between 10 and 20.
I'm afraid, Commissioners, that day you bite me the day you said. So I'm not sure, Commissioner.
Well, let me ask you about one time. Can we go to 1180? It's the 22nd of March, 2023.
Yes.
And if we start at, let's actually start on the previous page, 1179. Chat 5, 22nd of March, 9:22 in the morning. He says, I'll call you shortly. Your response is agent. What do you mean by agent?
I can't recall. What did I mean?
And then he says,
Did you mean agent, perhaps?
Hey, that agent, I can't recall what that agent all about, Commissioners.
having regard to the rest of the chat, I think the chair's suggestion makes a lot of sense. Is it possible that you meant urgent and it was just misspelled agent? Is it possible? I put it no higher than that.
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's continue. 10:24, he says send. 10:57, you said got it. 10:57, over the page on 1180, you sent him a question mark. 10:59, he says nowhere, question mark. 11:03, you send another question mark. 11:06, he says 1 minute. That's 11:03. At 11:06. At 1:03, he says, "Can I call you later?" And by this stage, you're getting a bit irritated. You said 20 minutes an hour back. That's at 1:03. At 5:06, he says, "Can I call you later?" Did you have the sense he was trying to avoid you?
Can you repeat the sense of what?
Did you have a sense that he was trying to avoid you?
No. You know why? Because of he's always busy. Sometimes I'll pester him and he's always busy. So I would not say he was avoiding me.
Well, let's continue. He says, you say to him, when he says, can I call you later, on my way to your house. So he wants to call you later and you are saying, I'm coming to your home. You
Yes.
see that?
Yes.
His response is, wait, Boetie, at 5:25. You say, Aish. An hour later, he's saying, wait, Boetie, at 6:13. Just awaiting delivery, he says at 6:13:37. Did you speak to Ndlondlo? Okay. Who is Ndlondlo?
It's Jotham Msibi.
So it's Mr. Msibi.
That's correct.
Ndlondlo spelled Ndlondlo.
So he's saying, just awaiting delivery. Did you speak to Mr. Msibi? Your response is, I'm with him when I call you. So you were with Mr. Msibi as you were calling.
That's correct.
Mr. Numalo says he's awaiting delivery. What was he having delivered?
Okay. At that time, Mr. Msibi was suffering from arthritis, or yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I pronounce it correctly. So Z had ordered medication in Cape Town. So he promised Mr. Msibi that he would deliver. But I think according to him, due to unforeseen circumstances, then I had to collect.
Sorry, what was the condition for which this medication was necessary?
He could not eat. When he was eating, he was vomiting. So that is the reason I was pestering him.
So Z has sourced medication from Cape Town for Mr. Msibi's condition.
That's correct.
Is he a doctor?
No.
Is he a pharmacist?
No.
But he deals in medication.
Yes.
How did it come about that Z was offering to source medication for Mr. Msibi?
I would not know. Maybe he might have had a similar or known someone with a similar sickness to Mr. Msibi. Then that is when maybe he made calls so that they might find such medication in Cape Town. I don't know exactly what was the arrangement all about. All I knew, I was ready to collect such to Mr. Numa.
Let us take the adjournment at this point and come back at 20 past. Let's adjourn.